Well, I finally get to do my pork butt. I've been craving to do a pork butt. I just haven't had the time to do it, but I do today. So I have a bone-in 9 pound pork butt, and we're gonna prep this baby, throw it on the WSM, wherever Smoky Mountain, and let it run. So let me show you. I'm gonna inject it, and I'm gonna create a paste for the outside before rubbing it, and I'll show you exactly how I'm going to do that. So let me put this bad boy aside and get the other ingredients ready, and I'll pick back up in just a second. All right, so the injection that I'm creating is I'm actually using some Italian dressing, and what I'm going to do is I have a strainer here. Let me get that open. This is just an 8 ounce bottle of Italian dressing. And we want to make sure that we strain out all the garlic and everything inside of here and just get the juice, the dressing itself, without the rest of the stuff in it. So just make sure you strain it all out. That should do it. All right, so I got it all strained. All this we want to make sure we save. So we're going to take this, just set it aside for now. So there's just the dressing itself. Take some apple juice. Just add that to the mix. Stir this around. And the rub that I'm using today is Rob's over from Pellet Envy. His Eat Barbecue all-purpose rub. I was debating between this and Three Little Pigs, the same rub I used on these spare ribs a couple of weeks ago. But I decided to go with this one instead. So I'm just going to take some rub and add it in here. Mix that up. A little more. And this is going to be my injection. This is what I will inject in the pork butt. And this recipe is the way I would make it when I'm competing, my pork butts. All right, so just mix that up. We're gonna set that aside. What I got here is, of course, the rest of all the stuff inside the Italian dressing. Put that over there. So I'm gonna take some regular old mustard. And there really aren't any exact measurements. It's just, depending on how much you're making. I'm only making one pork butt, so I'm going to make enough of this just to, to cover one pork butt. Then you want to take a beer of your choice. I am going with Tecate, just because I like Tecate, and that's what I have in the fridge. But you can use any beer you want. I would suggest not using a lager or a dark beer. But you want to use Bud Light, Miller Lite, something like that, or another beer, light beer of your choice. Feel free. Just add a little bit to that, because the rest is for me. Then I'm going to take that stuff that I strained out of the dressing and put it right back in here. And do that there. Then I'm going to hit it with some salt and pepper. Again, there aren't any exact measurements. I'm just kind of eyeballing it. I know because I do it this way all the time. And we just want to give that a good mix. You don't want it too runny. If it looks like you need to add a little more mustard, you can. And I think I'm going to, just a little bit. Yeah, that's good. Can you see that? That's perfect. Got a taste. Oh yeah. Give this a taste. Oh yeah. Alright, that's it. Now, put that aside. And I'm going to get the pork butt and we'll start injecting. Alright, so I got my pork butt. Some of this, I am going to trim a little bit of this fat off. I'm not going to go too crazy with it, but I am going to trim a little bit, just because. I'm using this rack, makes it really handy to move this pork butt around. So let me get this trimmed up and then I'll start injecting. Alright, I got it trimmed up some. And I'm just gonna start injecting it. Start seeing it plump up. I will probably use most of this injection here. Not there. So let me get this all injected and I'll pick back up in just a bit. Alright, it's all injected. I really focus on that money muscle as well. Make sure I got plenty of injection in there. So, actually, let's just do this here. Pour that all on there. Give it a good coating. And then heavy, heavy, heavy with the rub. I do at least. Over here. So I'm going to get this rubbed down, and then I have the my chimney going. We're about to start the smoker, my WSM. So let me finish this up, and then I'll pick back up once we head outside. Alright, so I have the WSM lit. I'm actually going with oak wood today. I do have oak chunks, but I also have some logs. And I thought, well, let me just throw a log in here. So we'll let that set. And put that on. Now I am adding water. You can see that here. I am going to add water. I know some people will say that just causes you to use more fuel, which is true, but or may be true, but it also makes for a more moist atmosphere, and that's what I'm looking for in this cook. So I don't mind wasting the fuel when it comes to having a better finished product. All right, so I got the pork butt on. This rack just makes it easy to transport. So that's what it looks like. We're gonna close this bad boy up. I will spritz it throughout the day or throughout the cook with some apple juice, and it'll be ready when it's ready. So I'm gonna close this bad boy up and go run some errands. Once I dial this in, it'll set right at about 250 where I want it, and I won't have to worry about it for a while. So let's get this bad boy going, and I'll pick back up later on. All right, this has been going for a little over 3 hours, and as you can see, it's still sitting at about 240, which is where it was at when I first closed it, when I first put the pork butt on. I have not opened this lid once. Ran and did some errands, and 3 hours later, we're still rocking and rolling. So that's what I like about this smoker here. You dial it in, and it'll sit there for hours. So let's take a look at this. Oh yeah, looking pretty. Let's well, if it'll work, there you go. I'm just using some apple juice, straight apple juice. Very, very happy with the way this is going so far. Looking awfully nice. So I'm gonna close this lid back up and continue to let it run. I'll check the temperature. I'm gonna wrap it in foil, but I'm not gonna go by temperature. I'm gonna go by color. I'm looking at the bark, and when the bark gets to where I want it, then I'll wrap. So I definitely want it to go a little darker than that, but looks pretty good so far, huh? Still plenty of water down there. So I'll pick back up in another hour or so. I'll take a look at it then. All right, it's been another about 2 hours. I did come out once already to spray. Gonna give it another. Looks pretty moist still. Give it another spray. It's looking good. Nice bark. So I'm gonna let this go maybe another half hour, and then it's getting close to wrapping. I'm liking the color. I don't know what the temperature is, haven't probed it yet, but I'll come back out another, I don't know, 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and wrap it up. And when I do, I'll just probe it and see what we're sitting at. All right, so it's been 6 hours. Got the pork butt off. As you can see, it's got great color. Really nice color. I'm happy with the color. Ready to wrap. I did probe it with my Thermapen, and it's only reading about 164 or 166, so still plenty of ways to go. Before wrapping, I'm just gonna, actually this apple juice, Just gonna put a little bit in here. It's gonna continue as that fat renders to create its own juice. But let's go ahead and add a little bit of that apple juice, right? Why not? So I'm gonna wrap this bad boy up and put it back on the Weber Smoky Mountain. I tell you what, it's been 6 hours, and the one thing I love about that WSM, man, that thing will, like I mentioned earlier, will hold a consistent temperature for a long period of time if you dial it in just right. That thing has not moved more than 10 degrees, 10 degrees in either direction the entire cook. So very consistent cook so far. Let's hope it stays that way. So I'm going to get this bad boy wrapped up and put it back on. It's probably going to take, oh man, I'm not sure. It still has a few more hours to go. So 6 hours in, that's what it looks like. Not too shabby. I can't wait to taste this bad boy. Let me get it wrapped up. Next time we see this thing, it'll be done. Alright, the pork butt is done. It's cooked for a total of about 9 hours. I've taken it off the pit, put it in a pan, let it sit for a little while, and this is what we're working with. You can see that. Smells great. Plenty of liquid was still left in there after I wrapped it. I did pour a little bit of apple juice in there, as you saw, but it was maybe 2 ounces, if that. And there's definitely more than that in here, liquid wise. So a lot of that fat still rendered out. Let's go for this bone. Look at that. Right off. Bone right out. Let's put that aside. I'm going to pull some of it. I'm not going to pull all of it. I am going to cut off this money muscle, take a look at it. I'm not going to pull it all just yet because I've got to take off. So I'm just going to pull some of it. We'll take a look at it. And we'll take a look at this money muscle. Just do this here. So there's your money muscle. That looks really good. I'll get to this in just a second. Ooh, hot fork. Let's pull it apart. It's still hot, even after letting it sit. I don't want to pull it all apart just yet, but there's a chunk here. You can definitely see the, I hope you can see it on camera, the smoke ring around the edge. Give that a taste in just a minute. Whew. Hot, hot, hot. Let's just cut this little piece here. Whew. And the sucker's hot. You can see that there. Smoke ring. It looks good. Not too shabby. I want to try this piece right here. Plenty of bark. Got some nice bark on it. Even got a little fat. Let's dip it in this au jus. That is damn good. Man, that's good. I've been waiting all day for this, and it turned out just like I had hoped. Man, that's good. Let me cut into some of this money muscle. Cut that. Cut that there. I'm not going to cut it all the way through. Just a couple of pieces should work. Let's go for this one. Cut this one in half and actually give this a try. Let's see that. Uh-oh. Very, very moist. Still plenty of juice in there. Let's give it a shot. Oh, it's so good. Man, oh man. We're going to put that in there. Damn, that's good. Well, that's it. What a nice bark. All that flavor. Put a little bit of that in there. Man, oh man. Listen, that's some damn good pork, y'all. I, I can't even lie. That's damn good. I in fact, this is probably the best pork butt, the best pulled pork I've ever made. Man, oh man. Well, that's it. I might have some time to rip this apart, pull it apart. So I may do that. But I'm going to save a lot of this and use this pulled pork in a few other dishes throughout the week. I can see some pulled pork quesadillas coming up, pulled pork tacos. So this pork butt is definitely enough for the missus and I throughout the week. So I'm going to call that a wrap.